What's going on with the goings on, y'all? You understand me? Already with the alreadys. You know what I mean? I ain't really got much to say on the interlude today. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just gonna get ready with the spaghetti, but I will say, like I said, I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep it 100. Nolan Wells. You know what I'm talking about? Justice for Nolan Wells. Every time we come on the program, this is where we at with it. Nolan Wells, you know what I'm saying? He was unalive in Mississippi. You understand? And his clear family ain't doing their due diligence. So we need everyone boots on the ground doing their due diligence. You know what I mean? All the activists, everybody. You feel me? If I could move, I would groove right now. Just on the simple fact, hey, you know what I'm talking about? We can't go quiet on this. We went quiet on the young lady. We can't go quiet on the young man too. God damn. We gotta win to lose and lose to win. You know what I'm talking about? Sacrifices must be made. Or we just gonna sweep it under the rug. You choose at the end of the day. You feel me? It's kind of hot today. Forgive me. You know what I'm talking about? This might be short and sweet. You know what I'm talking about? I done felt a little bit of heat. You understand me? Hold on just 1 second. Let's turn the AC up a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? Already. You know, I keep it funky and real on my situation. So if you see something, you just see it. I ain't gonna apologize for it. It was there for a reason. Definitely gotta take a beautiful hit of that coffee. I need to be eating some fruits and berries, but I ain't been making none lately. You know what I'm talking about? But we had our 2 minutes. Let's get into these antics and then we're gonna find us something to do. It's gonna be short and sweet today, so you know what I'm talking about? Already with the alreadys. Shout out to the young lady. You know what I'm saying? I guess she was in one of these Midwest casinos. And it was a couple years back too, because I think I kind of vaguely remember this story. You know what I'm saying? But I guess TMZ ain't or one of them edition shows, Inside Edition, Outside Edition, Your Side Edition, they decided they wanted to remake this story. So I guess, you know what I'm saying, a woman put like 40 cents into a slot machine, pulled the lever, $43 million came instantly. You feel me? She took a day or two probably to get her affairs in order. She come back to cash her ticket in. They say that the machine malfunctioned and they gave her like $2 and some change and a steak dinner. She got frustrated. You know what I'm talking about? But she's smarter than the average motherfucker. The average motherfucker would have made a whole scene. Probably would have went viral. She might have even made a couple dollars. But she took legal action. You know what I'm talking about? Trying to get her money out. Hey, she said at least, you know what I'm saying, do the rules by which the machine states. And it says if it does have a malfunction, we at least got it. You hit the jackpot during the malfunction, you at least get a no fault settlement of $6,500. You ain't even want to give her that. She went back and forth to court. You end up giving her nothing. That's crazy. As a casino, you shouldn't even make no more money. Well, but people gonna continue to gamble. Like I say, people gonna continue to do what people do. At this day and age, this 2026, people have learned to live off fear. You feel me? And how to inject it too. They don't even know that they making the motherfucker scared of. You know what I'm talking about? That's how bad it done got. They didn't got everybody's mind. Trickery by larceny. And the ones that they don't have, you know what I'm talking about? You can weed them out because you got so many that follow you. You know what I'm talking about? It ain't that many leaders no more. Ain't no more black leaders. The black leaders we had before this generation right here, I said the generation before that one. For real, for real. Like right around 1920, 1960. They was willing to die on the sword. You gotta think, 1960, they was getting hosed and bit by dogs just to sit at the plate, just to sit at the diner with food with no seasoning. They was getting bit by dogs. I didn't understand that as a kid. I used to talk to my granny, you know, cause she from that area, and then my great grandma, which back then was like, nigga, cause I lived through 5 decades. So my granny back then, my great granny, man, she rest in peace, Mrs. Potheen. You know what I'm talking about? You know you got a granny when her name is Potheen. That's straight old school, okay? So, you know what I'm saying? By the time I was like 8, she was like 88. So dementia had set in, you know what I'm talking about? But I don't believe she had dementia. Because, you know what I'm saying? I done had a conversation or two and be like, oh, this lady make perfect sense. And then when her kids come around, she act like she ain't got no sense. But, you know, that's no here nor there. Maybe her anxiety was up. You know what I'm saying? Because we did so much with modern medicine these days. You know what I'm talking about? Already with the already. Man, it is baking in here. Excuse my language. I got to leave again. Crazy. Got to open these vents up, young ladies and gents. If I make noise in the background, it's noise free. Look at me. I'm just doing all type of things today. Yeah, it's actually kind of hot in here today. Must be actually kind of hot outside. But yeah, so, you know what I'm talking about? My grandma used to tell me all kind of stories, especially when it came to the world. And, you know, we ain't willing to follow no swords. So we ain't really ready to make no ruckus when it comes to certain with life. Normal life shit. See, she had a $4 million ticket. We ain't kick up no fuss like a guru. You know what I'm saying? We swept that shit under the rug like everything else. But shout out to you, young lady. You ain't getting the results you was looking for. I'll tell you that. This coffee good. I done had this like 3 times in this setting of one conversation. But that's no here nor there. Let's get back into these ramifications, these antics, these, you know what I'm talking about? Me just talking my shit. Told you. That's how we doing shit from now on. We're gonna see how many episodes let me just talk my shit go. Jermaine sues everybody pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you suing everybody for royalty checks. Like your royalty checks ain't coming in, sir? That's what you basically saying? You ain't getting your money? God damn, if you ain't getting your money, that means they ain't getting their money. But you suing for your money, though. You got to be paid for what? You ain't had no talent. You know what I'm talking about? You was a producer. This is just this day and age. As they further look at things, they realize you ain't had nothing to do with nothing. You know what I'm talking about? If you wasn't a triple threat, you really basically in the way. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know what you suing for. What you suing for? And the way the math, you asked for 18 million, right? But shit, the royalties only come up to like 6. So you doubling your money? That's when I knew it was more or less greed than it was opportunity. You know what I'm talking about? The opportunity to make things right? No, you ain't need that. You need your money. For what? Quit living the life you living. At this point, all your kids grown. We was having babies. Everybody was having babies at the same time. So whether you 40 or 49, hey, all our kids the same right now. You feel me? I was the late bloomer because, hey, I wanted to make sure things was close to right. I end up failing a little bit as we going along right now, but in the beginning, it was plentiful. You know what I'm talking about? And I had 2, 3 girlfriends. You can ask about me. You know what I'm talking about? Especially you famous motherfuckers, y'all definitely can ask about me. Y'all know what it was when it was what it was. And don't act like you don't know now. You know what I'm talking about? Motherfuckers always be thinking and losing. You know what I'm talking about? But we gonna get off of Jermaine, cause hey, I hope your sushi go the way, you know what I'm talking about? What's that song called? I don't even know the group, but it's not the way I planned it. But they don't understand. Oh, you feel me? Shout out to Casanat. Now, last time I reported on Casanat, I said that he had like 600,000 streams. And that probably was for the little 30 minutes, hour I was in there. You feel me? I wasn't in there that long. I don't get off into the streaming format. It just ain't for me. And you know what I'm saying? It's for the younger generation. You know what I'm saying? They doing their thing. But I do appreciate you, kind sir. You know what I'm talking about? On my janitor tip. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to keep it clean. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to buff them flows. You know what I'm talking about? You understand me? Already with the alreadys. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't got to say no more. As long as I can keep my job, hey, look, I'm going to keep it moving. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't greedy. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I don't think I've been doing this since. I'm gonna give it. I really want to say like 33, but I've been doing it for at least 14 years. I ain't got paid one dime. I mean, some people are getting rich. But the same content that I spit, I'm straight. I'm cool. You know what I'm talking about? I was always building this for the youth. You feel me? Younger generation that really want to do it. You know what I'm talking about? So, you know, every now and then I pitch my gripes. Damn, why you ain't throw a nigga a bomb? But it's like, nigga, do I really want to work that hard for a bomb? Do I really want to give up everything to make that bomb happen? Yeah, I guess we're going to do a lot of interludes today. You feel me? So, congratulations, Casanat, for making 15 million people. That's a lot of people to watch you do nothing. I'm happy. Happy to see things like that. You feel me? I mean, you holding the conversations down. You understand? And some understanding with the understanding. You understand me already with the alreadys. You feel me? Because when you in the zone, you zoning. You know what I'm talking about? You got to keep that bitch going. You know what I mean? I thought you was going to leave the stream world. You know what I'm saying? Do you a little fashion here? Do you a little this and that there? You realize how cost efficient it was not. You know what I'm talking about? How much of that money you got to spend? You like, nigga, I got to do what? You got to spend 100,000 where? I got to pay this artist. What? He ain't that. And this and that. And it's like, shit, well, the statistics and the numbers and this and that. And the motherfucker breaking it down to you. And you like, God damn. I'd rather go and just make my own money. Because once I looked at it, I was like, I ain't willing to sacrifice everything to possibly get everything. You hear me? Possibly. I might lose it. I might give up everything and get nothing. So you basically telling me, leave your family in the village and go walk out on this ledge and jump. There's a boat out there in the water. You know what I'm talking about? But if you jump the right way, you're going to fall on that boat and it's going to be plentiful. But if you don't jump right, you're going to fall into the ocean and the sharks and all the other sea creatures are going to eat you alive. And it's like, damn, that's a hell of a risk, sir. And a lot of people jump and don't jump right. Next thing you know, shit, if it ain't a shark eating them, it's a jellyfish. You don't even know this motherfucker deadly. He looks so pretty. He lightening up. It's 7, 8 o'clock. You thinking, God damn, this is a beautiful, until he shocked the shit out your ass. And now you fucked up. You know what I'm talking about? Shit, for real. Because you definitely got them in the water. You be thinking you like, fuck it, I could jump. I'm a swimmer. I know what I'm doing. You jump in that water, you swimming, you on your way back to the motherfucking land. A goddamn alligator. Nigga, alligators ain't even in this water. He just come out of nowhere and eat you alive. Yeah, it's vicious out there. Let me get back to the subject that hangs, cause we been got out of everything. I'm talking about, nigga, we already at 15. I know this gonna be a nice little, you know what I'm talking about, already with the alreadies. Shout out to Loaded Lux, the loaded one. Okay, I guess, yeah, and this is battle rap for all the people who don't know. Loaded Lux is a battle rapper. I think I'm gonna get back in my battle rap bag. You know what I'm saying? At least one or two of them. You know what I'm talking about? I see him, Loaded Lux versus Hitman. You know what I'm saying? They both dropped the freestyle. And then when I was listening to the freestyle, I see Hitman, shit, he done went at pretty much a lot of these battle rappers. You feel me? From Jazz the Rapper all the way to who? Who was Jay Mills. Jay Mills, he can only really rap on beat. And you went after him. You was going after everybody. You know what I'm saying? The typical Hitman, you know what I'm talking about? Hey, I'm gonna attack the world and see what we come out with it. But that first Loaded Lux freestyle, you know what I'm saying, or Hitman diss, I thought that bitch was suspect. But this one right here, yeah, you put some bars together. Who had Murder Mook in the video? Yeah. And you did it around the 4th of July, so it's still fresh. You know what I'm talking about? Will Hitman Holla respond? Because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't even be talking about this shit. I don't know why you get so frustrated and you want to tell the world about, you know what I'm saying, the ins and outs. But god damn, nigga. And say your raps and keep it moving. Let the people decide like they've been doing. You don't want them to decide no more. You done got of age, so now you feel like you could talk when you don't need to be talking to. Like, nigga, just shut the fuck up and rap. Ain't that what it's always been? All that extra is just be extra. Nigga don't need no extra for the food. No more seasoning, sir. You made a nice, Creole dish. You know, Creole is already spicy. You don't need to put no extra lorries on it. Just let it be what it's gonna be, Hitman. You know what I'm talking about? You done went, I don't know where you went, because I don't fuck with Twitter and I don't fuck with Spaces no more. I used to fuck with Spaces back when I had a factory job and I had 12 hours to sit here and listen to you guys talk back and forth about battle rap and, you know, get your own judgment. I mean, you had a few celebrities pull in from time to time. Murder Mook pulled in, Quilly from Philly pulled in, I even seen Jay-Z pull in one time. Or maybe 2 times. He might have had a week. You know what I'm talking about? So Spaces was a thing back in like maybe 2014, 2015. No, it was like 2014 to 2016. But yeah, it had his mark on the world. You know what I'm talking about? So, you know, ain't nothing wrong with the Spaces, I imagine. You know what I'm saying? Just wasn't nothing that I was really into. But I'm excited to be watching battle rap again. I ain't watching no battle rap for real and for reals. I mean, but I'm me. So I go and I look at it from time to time. You know what I'm talking about? Just to keep myself on point on what's really going on and who's the who's of battle rap. I still haven't seen a young person or the new class pull out something new yet. You know what I'm saying? They still regurgitating some of this old. So niggas like Tay-Rock still on top. And I think he might go out. His career might go out on top. I don't see nobody defeating a nigga. You know what I'm saying? And even if somebody defeat him, like a nigga like Danny Myers. Cause I heard your freestyle. I liked it, that bitch too. I wish you and Loaded Lux would go on and get in the ring, even though I think Loaded Lux will win. He might even I don't know if he'll 30 you though. But I think he'll win though. You know what I'm saying? He definitely, and I know you gonna have something hot that first round. So I'll give you that first one. But I don't think you could do it 2 in a row. That's just my personal opinion. Hey, I might be totally wrong. I don't mind being wrong. You know what I'm talking about? So I know you got some fight in you. You've been doing it for 30,000 years. Shout out to Daddy Myers though. For real. I liked that freestyle. It ain't much. I don't really be, you know what I'm saying, dibbling and dabbling. Like I said, I be on and off like I supposed to, especially when it ain't popping. Hey, you got to get in where you fit in. Shout out to Yeats, Loaded Lux, Hitman Holla, Daddy Myers. Let's move on to the next situation. We already at 20 minutes, okay? So, yeah, and we got about, we definitely going to do a 40 ball. Maybe a 50 ball. I don't know. Now, this conversation is a little sticky, but bear with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make it make sense. I just want you to hear me out, okay? Big Meech, he made a few statements. We'll talk about them. But this particular statement was, you can't incorporate the Corvette to money and power. He didn't say that specifically. This is just what I got out of it. Okay? You can't have a Corvette and consider yourself a person with power and money. You know what I'm saying? I'll say it again. You can't take this Corvette that you got. You just bought a Corvette. You can't say you got money and power now. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more into that. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot more intense. You feel me? And with money and power, you know what I'm saying? Now you want the respect that you think you deserve. And a lot of motherfuckers, when they get money, you know what I'm saying, the true person come out. You know what I'm saying? And they might not even pay attention to the power and respect. And then once you can't get the power or the respect, then it turns into envy and anguish. Now you got motherfuckers ready to do something to you. And that's because you didn't respect the power and the respect that came with money. Huh? Look at me go. You know what I'm talking about? Already with the alreadys. I respect what you said, Big Meech. You know what I'm talking about? Told you, sometimes you just gotta let Unc do what he doing. You know what I'm saying? Let the Hennessy kick in. You know what I mean? He gonna drop a jewel or two. You know what I'm talking about? I even like the religion tip, but I think you gotta be more conscious when it comes to the religion tip, because motherfucker ain't gonna understand bowing down to an entity that they can't see. It's kind of hard. You know what I'm talking about? Because then it's trickery. You know what I'm saying? And what's crazy about this world, and I don't understand it, if I put the trickery in front of your face, you'll call it trickery and not want to do it. But if I hide the trickery and don't let you know about it, then you don't mind being tricked. You like, fuck it, you won. No, you can't do that. You know what I mean? Call it out when you see it. That way they can't do it to the next motherfucker because he watching. It's 2026. Back in 1996, you couldn't be watching. It was a whole different kind of story, but we're in a whole different kind of time, so you gotta go accordingly. Basically, you gotta you gotta understand the information, and you know what I'm saying, go with it. Or understand the information and not go with it. But if you don't go with it, then you better have a story behind the information this information in. Basically, the ing definitely got to be in fact when you fucking around with the fuck around. You know what I'm talking about? Already with the alreadys. Shout out to you, Big Meech. Money, power, and respect I need in life. You know what I'm talking about? Already. Man, so let me get in. You know, I got to get into one of them notes. So, I guess a young lady, you know what I'm saying, had a medical emergency and crashed into a Planet Fitness. The only reason why I'm really reporting this story, shout out to that young lady. She was 40. That's one. And two, I seen that young man take a dumbbell and break that window to get her out of there. That means whatever medical emergency was happening was dear and dire. And I'm so thankful for that Planet Fitness for, you know what I'm saying, rushing the action and making sure that woman was okay. And then they proceeded on with the program. They like, let's just put up these sheets. I got these sheets in the back. We're going to put them up and we're going to continue to work because we got to get this money. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Planet Fitness though. Shout out, because I'm gonna be talking about this until I might end my whole year might be this right here between Nolan Wells, which I will continue at the top of the program every time, and this beautiful person here. I don't know if it's gonna be at the top of the program, the middle of the program, but it's definitely gonna be part of this program. ALS. You know what I'm saying? And the situation with Chris Johnson. You feel me? When it's to my heart, it's to my heart, baby. When you pull them strings, hey, we ain't finna stop. So I guess Nick the Quick. Shout out to you, good sir. I appreciate it kindly. You know what I'm talking about? Nick Van Exel, for those who don't know who Nick the Quick is. I mean, I named you Nick the Quick when I used to be in the alley on Beneteau. You know what I'm talking about? Back then you was one of the only lefties we had in the game. You feel me? One of the good ones. You know, great players is great players. So you know what I'm talking about? You was definitely that nigga till you left LA. Then I guess you just said, I don't care no more. So about shout out to you though, Nick the Quick, and doing the ice bucket challenge for ALS, you know what I'm saying, and the whole Chris Johnson situation. Let's see. Now this story is crazy, bro. I'm gonna drink me some coffee off this one. So I'm watching a streamer because you know I be watching, but I don't be. You know what I'm saying? For those who like streaming, though, go get you some Kick. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's the new new streaming platform. Yeah, go get you some Kick. You know what I'm talking about? Already with the already. So I guess I'm scrolling down my little Kick. You know what I'm talking about? And I say NBA YoungBoy. So I click on the motherfucker. I don't even know the streamer's name. I'm gonna be apologetic when I talk about it. I don't know your name, kind sir, but you definitely was of the clear persuasion, and you talking to another clear person, and y'all having a conversation, and then I guess one of them alphabet boys picked up their phone, and before he could pick up the phone, you know how when the phone rang, you look at it. So when the transformer looked at it, the streamer person looked at it too and was like, NBA YoungBoy. The transformer looked up and said, and the streamer, the clear guy, looked at the other clear guy and was like, nigga, that was NBA YoungBoy. The transformer picks up the phone. Yeah. All right. I guess he was gonna meet him. You know what I'm talking about? And he like, damn, this nigga NBA YoungBoy. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, you sit on that and you sit in Utah long enough, and you got all this money. You do what you want to do, sir. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just shocked. The person with all these AKs and all this type of threatening behavior, you know what I'm saying, is on the other side of the fence. You know what I'm talking about? I see. That's why you so aggressive, huh? You know what I'm talking about? You frustrated. You got a lot of built up anger. You know what I'm saying? But when you mud packing for so long, I'm saying, I guess you can't sit on that mountain forever. Shout out to NBA YoungBoy, I guess, man. So we gonna get into something light since we was heavy for a minute. That shit was shocking to me. NBA YoungBoy is a fun boy. Crazy. Yeah. You should get you a circus going on. For real. Let's get into this lighter note though. I don't even know if this gonna be light because I was there when this happened. Allen Iverson's crossover being banned from the NBA. I remember in what was that, 99? When they took it out of there. Nigga, I was in my prime. I was 18. What? Nigga got a messed up finger, right? Look at that. You see it? You see how I poke out? So it was easy for me to spin the ball. I used to be able to do, you know how they twirl the ball on that one finger type thing? I was able to do it like this. You feel me? And keep it up there. So me doing the Allen Iverson crossover was easy. Nigga, I keep the ball up here for as long as I want. And then I was left-handed. I'm still left-handed. It's just, you know, due to medical complications, I can't use it like I used to. But, nigga, I used to be able to go left or right. You know how long I could hesitate? Nigga, I used to be able to hesitate for forever. You see that head movement? What? I act like I'm going over here and go over there. And then I like dribbling with my right hand. So if after 2-3 minutes of you watching me dribble with my right hand and moving around, you would swear I was right-handed. Because back in the day, motherfucker only had one move. Excuse my language. Pardon my French. Back in the day, you only had that one little move. That's what because everybody was, back when Allen Iverson first came in the late 90s, niggas was still infatuated with the way Mark Jackson, shout out to Mark Jackson, was the point guard. And in Detroit, it wasn't a lot of motherfuckers over 5'6". So, I don't know what that is, but we gon' act like we don't even hear it. It's crazy, ain't it? I done pushed no talk for like 5 minutes and it's just not wanting to do it. You feel me? Shit crazy. But anyway, so you crossing over. Like I said, everybody was 5'6". Everybody was infatuated with Mark Jackson. And nigga, once Allen Iverson came and you was able to, what? Boy, that was the killer. But they ended up banning the crossover. So the crossover was, oh, you carrying, oh, you traveling, especially if you, I think, other than Manu Ginobili, Brewer, hold on, let me forget my language. Brewer Correctional, no, it was Brewer Center, or Brewer Community Center, okay? It was right around the corner from Joy Middle School. If you know, you know. If you're from that hood, then you know, you know. You know what I'm talking about? And we used to have tournaments in the summertime. Yeah, and I got called for a lot of carrying and a lot of traveling. I was saying all that to say this when I started doing the 1-2 step, which is the Euro step now, but it was the 1-2 step when we was younger. Anyway, make a long story short, shout out to Allen Iverson. And it's crazy how they banned the crossover in like 98, 99. And then it didn't come back again until what? When did you retire? You retired in like 2012, 2014. Whenever you retired, the very next year they brought the crossover back. I remember that shit like 9 days. I'm like, damn, you can cross over now? Yeah, and they wasn't calling the travel. They wasn't saying that you carried the ball. I used to watch that shit all the time. Damn, this nigga ain't even moving when you calling it. Like, that shit was crazy. It was easy to call the travel back then, too. They don't even call travel no more. Crazy. Astronomical, ain't it? But shout out to Allen Iverson in the debacle. You know what I'm talking about? For real, for real. Shout out to you, sir. This is fun. This is another one. Ray J versus Sauce Walker. Now, I talked about it. You know what I'm talking about? But I guess Ray J wanted to say what he needed to say, you know what I'm saying? And I'm all with it. You know what I'm talking about? I guess you got Big Bank versus Lil Bank. Sauce Walker, hello. You say he Brandy little brother, right? So he shouldn't be able to accumulate the money you accumulate, right? You should have bigger bank than him, right? I don't know. Just because he Brandy little brother don't mean Willie ain't got no money. Told you Willy Wonka got his own chocolate factory. Don't let that shit go over your head. But I want to see it because you talk too much. I want to see you put your foot in your mouth. For real, for real. All that talking be too much. Yeah, and when you do a whole bunch of talking, nigga, know what you're talking about. Don't just say some shit to be saying. Nigga borrowing checks that your ass can't cash. Excuse my language. I don't mean to offend or harm anyone. This is my disclaimer. Parental advisory. Explicit content. But yeah, though, shoot. I guess we're gonna see if your money can be tested. You know what I'm talking about? Already with the already. Now, we're gonna get back to Big Minch again. So, Big Minch was on stream. Both of these informations that I gave you was from stream. So, I guess Big Minch was on stream and he was talking about Detroit and the Detroit players and how Detroit be moving around sometimes. And when Detroit go to other towns, how they are. You feel me? And that's just the Detroit player in us. Nigga, when we come to a whole other towns, nigga, sometimes we buy shit out the town. Then we gotta find the ladies. Not the regular ladies, the ladies. Whether they the ladies of the night or they the ladies of whatever product we trying to move around the town. You feel me? Find them. Hold a conversation. Now we from the D, so nigga, we gone. But the whole time we holding this conversation, we got pleasures, and we ain't got pleasures for ourselves. See, that's what be wrong with you out of town niggas. You niggas be having pleasures for yourself. No, we got pleasures for the people that we are entertaining. Detroit player shit, nigga, move around. You know what I'm talking about? Find out what's going on when it's going on. We might spend a whole week in town and not have no product moving because we want to see what's going on when it's going on in the zone. Moving to be grooving. But you know what I'm talking about? That's no here nor there. I ain't finna get into too many Pacifics. You know what I'm talking about? But shout out to Big Mean. Hey, what's this, Wednesday? Now that's 3 days in a row, sir. Let me find out this way. Now all you need is your own stream. Why you want to do streaming? What you waiting on? You see, you making everybody else move and groove. It's time for you to move and groove. You see, if we could take Adrian Broner, this man is the alcoholic of all alcoholics, put him with somebody and make him some money, not no money, some money. You know what I'm talking about? What you think we gonna do with you? Cause nigga, not only cause niggas is very interested in your life, you feel me, and how you move. You know what I'm talking about? But you ain't a stupid motherfucker. I don't know why I keep telling the motherfucker that. And I know I said this to Lil Meats too. You need to get on screen with Pops. You know what I'm talking about? You need to call it the Father and Son Podcast. Just an idea I'm throwing out there. Yeah, you take heed to it, you don't. It's gonna make some money. You know what I'm talking about? But hey, you might be a nigga that ain't you a brick. Cause most city niggas ain't got, you know what I'm saying? We got to give for gab, but it's in the dire situations. You know what I'm saying? As far as getting in front of a camera and making it move and groove, we like every other city. It's niggas that can do it, it's niggas that can't do it. I don't give a fuck what you got going on. It's just like it's niggas that can rap and it's niggas that can't rap. You know what I'm saying? If you can't wrap this shit up in a timely manner, then nigga, we on. You know what I'm talking about? We'll find us something to do. Because a whole different person. Shout out to you young man though. Big Tigger. Man, your story been going around the world like wildfire. You know what I'm talking about? They didn't even make skits. I say, damn. I'm talking about they made skits of the whole program. It was some motherfuckers, I don't even, and they got, this is a skit I remember. Nigga was doing hopscotch. Talking about, don't step on me. You know what I'm saying? And he like, just give me my phone. Then he cut it out and cut it back in. The nigga had, the young lady had a fishing pole with her phone on it. And he was jumping like, give me my phone. It was funny as hell. Then you had a rapper. She did a skit about you. You know what I'm saying? I liked the bars more than I liked what she was doing. But nigga, it just all tied into everything. That shit was crazy. And she was just warning black. I sent it to my two daughters, my sister which is I claim her as my daughter too, and then my biological daughter. I sent it to them. Hopefully they seen it. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, I enjoyed them skits. I was laughing like a motherfucker. We at 40 minutes already. You feel me? And we still got like, we still at half. So we definitely at the 50-minute mark for sure. Shout out to Joe and Jada. I smell it too. No, that wasn't my forte. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't nothing that I never moved the groove like that. I guess that's why my money was plentiful back when I was going out of town. You know what I'm talking about? I'm definitely gonna make all my money if I don't do nothing else. And I'm from the city, but I'm a country bumpkin at the same time. So nigga, I might not go to the mall to spend my money. I might go to Pilot. If you know, you know. Shit. I might pull up to one of these TAs. If you know, you know. Buy me a shirt and a pair of shorts. You feel me? Nigga, why you buy them shorts? You look like a hunter. So what? Nigga, I'm finna go buy these new Air Force Ones, and then you ain't gonna be able to pay. You ain't gonna pay that no attention because you're gonna be looking at my feet, and I'm gonna have a fresh haircut. So long as I'm clean from top to bottom, smelling like $1 million, who cares about my outfit? But that's no hinder there. Shout out to Joe and Jada. You feel me? And DJ Khaled. I seen you brung them guys some outfits. You know what I'm talking about? I guess y'all gonna go on Miami Beach and have a good time. You feel me? I guess them skits will be, not skits, but them storylines will be sure to come. You feel me? I see you even had a storyline where you gave a guy some money. We don't know who that guy is. He ain't prominable. He just somebody you seen on the street. And you decide to get some money too type situation. I guess that makes sense. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? I liked that song. You know what I'm saying? Some songs be okay. You know what I'm talking about? Some songs don't be okay. And that song is more than okay. You feel me? I don't know. It still ain't better than Spin That Shit. Spin That Shit. Spin That Shit. Spin that shit. Yeah, can't be. It's relatable. Don't care what you got going on. You feel me? From top to bottom. As soon as it come on, niggas is chanting. You know what I'm saying? Nigga can chant that. But then when the lyrics hit and the nigga still chanting, you gotta hit. But that's no here nor there. Like I said, it ain't gonna be too many. You know what I'm talking about? I'm finna stop talking here in a minute. For real. I guess we're gonna get into some of this importance. So I guess Funny Man, you know what I'm saying? Funny Man salesman. You know what I'm saying? The young man that be doing the skits, but he be selling the spray the clean everything spray, clean all. That's what I call it. The clean all spray. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about how, you know what I'm saying, he went up to a young man's door a young lady's door after seeing his I don't know if it was his group or maybe just people youth he was training. Didn't really get into too many specifics, but I guess they was all standing on the corner talking about how the neighborhood that the street that they was just on didn't want to buy nothing, and they was all acting grumpy and disorderly and disgruntled. So he like, hold on. Nigga, I taught y'all how to do the dang on thing. You feel me? Pick any one of these houses you want to, and I go up and I guarantee you I make a sale. So they picked the most gloomy, most, you know what I'm saying, darkest house they could find. He like, oh, y'all trying to be funny. He's like, but look, watch this. So he went up to the door. He knocked on the door. The lady opened up the door. He cussed her. She was proceeding to cuss him out. He like, okay, well, I'm sorry. Whoop-de-whoop. Said something real slick. Say a tear dropped from her eye. And she decided to have a conversation with him and asked him, was he Christian? He said yes. And then, she proceeded on with the conversation, invited him into the house. So he got into the house. He seen the shotgun. He like, oh, we just chocolate kids. You know what I'm talking about? We'll come back at another time. She like, oh, no, just come in. I'm sorry. Put up the shotgun, was like, yeah, right before you came, my son had passed away in a car crash, and I was gonna, you know what I'm saying, unalive myself. And me having a conversation with you made me laugh, and I knew it was God. And if you can clean this spot off my carpet, then I'll buy, you know what I'm saying, a bag or whatever it was. So he sprayed, cleaned the carpet. She bought a bag, and she been his friend ever since. That's a beautiful story. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to you, Funny Man. You know what I'm talking about? But I really did Funny Man because he was talking about Drewski and how he think Drewski was the reason why, you know what I'm saying, he got put out the line at Streaming University, because him and Drewski, I ain't gonna say it's a beef, but they had a long, outstanding kerfuffle. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Had an outstanding misunderstanding with which they move. You know what I'm saying? One moving one way, one moving another way, and you think it's just a hustle for something. When that nigga from the way by the way. So Funny Man, I'm gonna pick you over him every time. You feel me? And we can keep it moving if you want to. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't gotta talk about that, man. I mean, really be, you know what I'm talking about, other than the skits. What else you got going on? I ain't seen nobody fuck with the stand-up yet. Or have you even did a special? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, niggas be funny online, but then when you see them in person, they ain't that funny. Shout out to T Grizzly. You feel me? Say he met his idols, and they just won the island. For real. Shout out to T Grizzly. Shout out to Young Miami. Yummy. They done took her song and turned it into a church song. I'm like, oh man, you got a hit for sure. When they start turning it into church, oh yeah. Definitely the song of the summer. You got some awards coming. For sure. This is where I got like 2 left, right? But I'm gonna roll it all into one, and we just gonna have this conversation, and then we gonna find us something to do. Gonna get on up off of here. You know what I'm talking about? Already with the already. So, let me take a deep breath. Hold on, do I got some more coffee? Yeah. Man, I hate talking about this, but here we go. Shout out to Candace Owens. I know this is all, you know what I'm talking about, but it ain't that old. It's probably 30 days, maybe. But I guess Candace Owens had a conversation with a streamer, and she was talking about how life is real. You know what I'm talking about? And how she had a quote or something notable that she stated where it was like, we got more slaves than we got masters. I'm telling you, this is just what I be thinking. I ain't gonna tell you nothing that another motherfucker didn't already said, because I said it first. But I can show you where I said, then another motherfucker understand what I'm saying. And then they recite it. Just like a recital. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't mad. I don't be getting upset. I don't be getting frustrated. I just want motherfuckers to see where I'm coming from. I want this to be organically free. It's always gonna be me. You know what I'm talking about? I really need y'all to come fuck with a nigga. Give a nigga a check or something. But if you don't, hey. Tomorrow's a whole new program. We'll be talking about some whole new shit. It ain't gonna change what I'm doing. You know what I'm talking about? Just know this is where you got it from. Street of 24/7 This is where you got it from. You ain't get it from down the street. You ain't get it from around the corner. You got it from me. Whether you say it's me or not. If you feel me, at this point, nigga know it's me. That's at this point. You know what I'm talking about? That's why I keep the mask on now. Like, nigga, I'm gonna know you know, and we both know. You know what I'm saying? Pull up on me. Ain't that what the young man said? Pull up on me. Anyway, I'm getting beside the track, and it's getting to the 50-minute mark. So I gotta do this and close it on out. So, slaves, more slaves than masters. So Candace Owens, she stated the obvious of what everybody else is thinking but won't say. You know what I'm talking about? We got to get motherfuckers out of the power. Voting ain't gonna get you out the power. The same thing that they did, we got to do too. We got to be vicious animals and down against our own kind. And shit, they've been being vicious for more than a century. You got to figure. They say they discovered America in 1492. I look at it like this: if they discovered America in 1492, for 92 years they was trying to find America. Remember when they was trying to find it? And then once they found it, it was inhabited by other motherfuckers. So where did they go? Did you find a treaty? We're gonna have to. It's gonna be me and it's gonna be you. Now we gotta find somebody else that we can have dictatorship over. Thought you had all the efforts when it came to the black person. Realized some of them black people, you know what I'm saying, they understood and they explained. And it's hard to understand and explain, but anyway, I'm getting off track. The real reason why I stated the whole notion of the slaves being more slaves than masters, because people would rather be led than misled. People would rather have a general than have a sergeant. It ain't nothing but one step down, but guess what? I'd rather for you to lead the march than be in the march. The whole systematic of America would rather have a person that they can blame everything on versus taking the blame for everything. Like, I can go on with this slave versus master, because it's just a hereditary how it's just funny too. Like, I be laughing like how niggas don't even got their own mind when it comes to shit. That's how common sense ain't that common. I mean, we slowly getting into our wrath. I'll tell you about 2030. Mark my words. I'm going for 4 years ahead just to tell you, this should show you how my mind works sometimes. I can't tell you everything, because then what? I ain't got my own mind. Now I got you controlling everything. That's why I be laughing at the screen when the screen get to basically telling the motherfucker what he can and cannot do and how he should do and shouldn't do shit. I don't pay attention to none of that. I do me. You know what I'm talking about? And I can be on this bitch for forever. But everybody can. Sometimes that shit be drawn and it had you doing things you wouldn't even dare dream of. Anyway, yeah, it's definitely more slaves than masters. And Candace Owens also stated, the streamer said to Candace Owens, I don't know how do I word this. It's kind of hard wording this shit where, excuse my language, excuse my French. It's hard putting it into words for real. So I'm gonna do the best I can. Candace Owens, she basically was like, what if the government came out and said, yeah, it's been a hoax the whole time. We didn't put a debacle to every election, and we didn't kill every leader that you'd never had, and we don't care. He said, because the streamer asks if they told the truth. Basically, do you think it'd be anarchy? This is basically, this is allegedly. This ain't quite what he said, but there's so many words. Will it be anarchy if they told the truth? And Candace Owens was like, yes. Full-blown pandemonium. For real. You know what I'm talking about? But me personally, I don't think it'll happen. I think niggas, if the white man tells the truth, I think niggas would just be like, this is AI. He had to say that shit like 10 times. And then somebody don't click on it. Somebody important. You know what I'm talking about? And then now everybody acting like this is what they do. No, nigga, you ain't been active. Now you want to be an activist? Nigga, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Forgive my friends. Parental advisory. This is explicit content. Nigga, I ain't mean to offend or harm anyone. Nigga, I'm lying. This is my disclaimer. I'm definitely lying. I don't want to offend and harm a lot of you motherfuckers because you niggas be killing me. Get upset, get frustrated. Don't even know why you upset and frustrated. You just mad to be mad. Yeah, this is diabolical. But hey, guess what? That was the last one. So you know what to do. If you see this light, you know it's real. And with all that being said, as the old saying goes, the smoke's gone, I'm gone.